If you're over 60, there's a surprising truth that most people never talk about: you could be losing muscle in your sleep, without even realizing it. Yes, while you're resting peacefully at night, your body may actually be breaking down muscle tissue, not building it. And here's the scary part: by age 60, adults lose an average of 1% of muscle mass every single year. That means by the time you're 70, you could lose up to 10% of your strength, even if your weight stays the same. This is one of the key reasons so many seniors feel weaker, more fatigued, and less steady on their feet. But here's the good news: there's a simple bedtime habit that could help stop this. In fact, studies show there's one specific food you can eat before bed that helps your muscles repair and rebuild overnight. No supplements, no intense workouts, no expensive routines. Just real food. The best part? It's probably already in your fridge. But before we reveal what that food is, let's quickly understand why this muscle loss happens in the first place. After the age of 50, our bodies naturally begin a process called sarcopenia. It's the medical term for age-related muscle loss. And while that sounds technical, what it really means is that your muscles slowly shrink, your strength gradually fades, and things that used to be easy, like climbing stairs or carrying groceries, begin to feel harder. Most people assume this is just part of aging. But what they don't know is that diet, sleep, and the timing of protein all play a massive role. One shocking fact. According to the National Institute on Aging, up to 45% of seniors over 65 have low muscle mass, and many of them don't even know it. That's nearly half the senior population. It's not just about strength either. Low muscle mass is linked to falls, slower healing, more hospital visits, and even earlier mortality. Now here's where things get interesting: the body does most of its deep repair work at night, while you sleep. Your muscles don't grow during your workouts or your walks, they grow during recovery. At night, your body is working hard to balance hormones, repair tissue, calm inflammation, and rebuild muscle. But for all of that to happen effectively, it needs the right fuel. And that's where many seniors go wrong. Most people eat their protein earlier in the day, breakfast, lunch, maybe dinner, and then go to bed with an empty stomach or just a light snack. But science shows that if your body doesn't have slow-digesting protein available while you sleep, it begins breaking down muscle tissue instead of repairing it. This is why so many people wake up feeling stiff, weak, and sore. Not because of age, but because their body was running on empty all night. So, what's the solution? Researchers have found that consuming casein protein, a slow-digesting protein, before bed can significantly increase muscle protein synthesis in older adults. In one controlled study, men in their 70s who consumed casein protein 30 minutes before sleeping saw greater overnight muscle recovery than those who didn't. That means more strength gained, while doing absolutely nothing but sleeping. So what's the best natural source of casein protein? You don't need supplements or powders. The answer is simple: cottage cheese. Yes, cottage cheese. Half a cup contains roughly 14 grams of mostly casein protein. It's gentle on digestion, it won't spike your blood sugar, and it's packed with leucine, an amino acid that tells your body to start muscle repair. Unlike fast-digesting proteins, which are absorbed in a couple of hours, casein releases amino acids slowly, over 6 to 8 hours. That means your muscles stay nourished all night long. If you eat it about 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime, your body will have the exact nutrients it needs, right when it needs them most. And that's the key to muscle preservation after 60. Now, maybe you're thinking, but I don't like cottage cheese. That's okay. There are a few alternatives that work just as well. One of the best substitutes is plain Greek yogurt. It's not as slow-digesting as cottage cheese, but it's still rich in protein and contains probiotics to support your gut health, which is closely linked to muscle function. Another great option is a protein shake made with casein powder. You can mix it with almond milk or water and have it as a light, low-sugar drink before bed. Just make sure to choose a clean protein powder without artificial additives. If you prefer something savory, even a couple of boiled eggs can help. they're not casein-based, but they do provide high-quality, complete protein and healthy fats that support overnight recovery. And here's something most people miss: your body doesn't need a lot before bed. A small serving is enough. Just half a cup of cottage cheese or a single yogurt is plenty. You don't want to eat a full meal, because that can disrupt your sleep. But a small, protein-rich snack about an hour before bed? That's perfect. Not only does it help maintain muscle mass, it also keeps your blood sugar more stable overnight, reducing those early morning crashes that leave you feeling groggy or lightheaded. Better muscle, better sleep, and better mornings, all from one simple habit. In the next section, we'll explore why sleep itself is one of your most powerful muscle-building tools, and how improving your nighttime routine can supercharge your body's ability to heal, repair, and strengthen, no matter your age. Now that you know what to eat before bed, let's talk about something even more powerful: sleep itself. Most people think of sleep as just rest, time for the brain to shut down. But for your body, sleep is the prime time for repair. In fact, over 70% of your muscle recovery happens during deep sleep stages. And yet, most seniors aren't getting enough of it. According to the CDC, nearly 50% of adults over 60 report regular sleep disturbances, and that has a direct impact on their ability to stay strong, mobile, and independent. Without good sleep, even the best diet can't save your muscle mass. Let's break this down. During deep sleep, your body produces growth hormone, a natural substance that triggers cell repair and muscle building. It also helps your bones stay dense, your joints flexible, and your immune system strong. But here's the catch: growth hormone is only released in meaningful amounts when you reach the deeper stages of sleep. That means if you're tossing and turning, waking up frequently, or sleeping lightly, your body is missing that critical muscle-building window. Worse yet, poor sleep increases cortisol, the stress hormone that actively breaks down muscle tissue. So if you're not sleeping well, you're not just skipping repair, you're actually triggering damage. Now, you might be wondering, how do I improve my sleep after 60? The first step is creating a routine that tells your body when it's time to shut down. Most seniors don't realize how much their evening habits affect their sleep quality. For example, watching bright screens late at night, like phones, tablets, or even TVs, can block melatonin production, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. In fact, just 30 minutes of screen exposure before bed can delay sleep by over an hour in older adults. Instead, switch to a warm lamp, read a physical book, or listen to calming music. This signals your body that it's time to rest. Next, look at your sleep environment. Is your room dark enough? Cool enough? Quiet enough? Studies show that people sleep best in a room around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Cooler temperatures help your body transition into deep sleep more quickly. Use blackout curtains, white noise machines, or even a fan to create a peaceful sleep zone. And here's something surprising: your mattress and pillow might be aging faster than you are. Most people keep their beds far too long. After 7 to 10 years, mattresses lose support, which can cause stiffness, back pain, and disrupted sleep. So if you're waking up sore or tossing all night, it might be time to upgrade your bedding. Now, let's talk about timing. One of the biggest mistakes people over 60 make is going to bed too early. You might feel tired at 8 or 9 p.m., but if your body isn't ready for sleep, you'll just lie awake, or wake up at 2 a.m. Instead, find your natural rhythm. If your energy is highest in the morning, try a consistent bedtime between 10 and 11 p.m., and avoid naps longer than 30 minutes during the day. This keeps your sleep-wake cycle aligned and allows melatonin to do its job naturally. But one of the most powerful sleep tools you have is food. And no, we're not talking about a full dinner or sugary dessert. We're talking about smart bedtime snacks, like the ones we discussed earlier: cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or a casein protein shake. These foods do more than help muscle recovery, they stabilize blood sugar, which reduces overnight awakenings. In fact, One clinical study showed that seniors who consumed a small amount of protein before bed slept longer and more deeply than those who fasted. That's the secret most people miss: sleep and nutrition are not separate. They work together, especially after 60. Another food tip: avoid high-sugar or high-carb snacks right before bed. Things like cookies, white bread, fruit juice, or even cereal can spike your blood sugar, and when it crashes later in the night, it can actually wake you up. That's why so many people find themselves wide awake at 3 a.m. with no explanation. The crash wasn't from stress, it was from the food they ate. Instead, pair a slow protein with a little healthy fat, like a spoon of almond butter, or a few walnuts. These combinations keep your blood sugar stable and help you sleep deeper, longer, and more restoratively. Now, we can't talk about nighttime recovery without mentioning hydration. Yes, water is essential, but drinking too much right before bed is one of the top causes of sleep disruption in seniors. How many times have you had to get up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night? Probably more than you'd like. That's not just annoying, it's disruptive to your recovery cycle. Instead, hydrate well throughout the day, and slow down your intake about 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. You'll still be well hydrated, but less likely to interrupt deep sleep with a bathroom run. Finally, let's talk about one of the most overlooked tools for better sleep and stronger muscles: light movement. Just 10 to 15 minutes of light stretching or walking in the evening can signal your nervous system to start winding down. It reduces cortisol, eases joint stiffness, and helps you fall asleep faster. No need to do anything intense. A simple walk around the house. Some gentle arm circles. A few slow, deep breaths. Think of it as your body's transition from day mode to recovery mode. These small changes add up to massive results over time. Here's the bottom line: if you want to maintain your strength, mobility, and independence after 60, you need to treat your bedtime routine like medicine. Eating the right food before bed gives your muscles the fuel to recover. Sleeping deeply gives your body the power to rebuild. And combining both of those habits can reverse years of silent muscle loss, starting tonight. In the next section, we'll break down the exact nutrients your body needs after 60 to keep muscle strong, and the surprising deficiencies that might be holding you back, even if you're eating well. Now that you understand how bedtime protein and quality sleep work together to rebuild your muscles, it's time to talk about the nutrients behind the scenes, the key players that your body relies on to make recovery happen. Because here's the truth: even if you're eating enough protein, you could still be missing essential nutrients that quietly sabotage your results. And this isn't rare. In fact, research shows that nearly 4 out of 10 adults over 60 are deficient in one or more vitamins or minerals tied directly to muscle health. These silent deficiencies can weaken your body over time, reduce protein absorption, disrupt sleep, and even increase your risk of falls, and many people never know they have them until it's too late. Let's walk through the most important ones you need to be aware of. First on the list is vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin. But after age 60, your skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, and if you're indoors often or wear sunscreen outside, the levels drop even more. Why does this matter? Because vitamin D plays a major role in muscle strength, balance, and protein synthesis. Without it, your muscles simply don't respond to exercise or protein the way they should. A deficiency can lead to weakness, slower reflexes, and even impaired balance, all of which increase the risk of falls and injuries. Studies have found that up to 70% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D, and in most cases, there are no clear symptoms. That's why experts now recommend blood tests to check your levels, and in many cases, taking 1,000 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, especially if you're not getting regular sun exposure. You can also boost your intake naturally with foods like salmon, sardines, fortified milk, and egg yolks. Next is magnesium, a mineral that's involved in over 300 processes in the body, including muscle contraction, nerve function, and sleep quality. Low magnesium is linked to nighttime leg cramps, restless legs, and poor quality sleep. And yet, it's incredibly common. About half of all older adults don't get enough magnesium through diet alone. Medications like diuretics and proton pump inhibitors, used for heartburn, can make it worse by depleting magnesium levels even further. The good news? You can increase magnesium naturally by eating leafy greens like spinach and kale, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and black beans. Some people also benefit from magnesium glycinate supplements at night, which can support both muscle repair and deeper, more restorative sleep. Another essential nutrient for preserving muscle is potassium. While best known for regulating blood pressure and fluid balance, potassium also helps muscles recover and contract smoothly. If you've ever had a muscle twitch or unexplained fatigue, low potassium could be part of the reason. And as with magnesium, some common medications, especially blood pressure drugs, can cause potassium loss. Bananas are well-known sources of potassium, but even better options include sweet potatoes, white beans, avocados, and spinach. If you're having a bedtime snack, pairing cottage cheese with a slice of avocado gives you both protein and potassium, a perfect combination for overnight recovery. Then we have omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon and mackerel. While most people think of omega-3s as heart-healthy, they're also powerful for muscle growth, reducing inflammation, and supporting joint health. In fact, studies have shown that seniors who supplement with omega-3s can gain more muscle from the same amount of protein and light exercise than those who don't. They also tend to experience less muscle soreness and better flexibility. If you're not eating oily fish at least twice a week, you may benefit from an omega-3 supplement with at least 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined. Let's not forget about creatine, a compound naturally made in the body, but also found in red meat and fish. For decades, creatine has been associated with athletes and bodybuilders, but new research shows it may also benefit older adults by improving strength, energy, and even cognitive function. In one study, seniors who took low doses of creatine daily improved their walking speed, grip strength, and leg power, even without major exercise. A small daily dose of 2 to 3 grams is generally safe and well tolerated for most people, and it may be especially helpful if you're starting to feel slower or weaker despite eating well. It works best when combined with protein and light physical activity. It's also important to mention B vitamins, particularly B12. This vitamin is essential for energy, nerve function, and red blood cell production. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing B12, and deficiencies are surprisingly common in seniors. Symptoms include fatigue, muscle weakness, and even memory issues. You can get B12 through fortified cereals, dairy, and meat, or take it as a supplement, especially if you're plant-based or take medications that block B12 absorption, like metformin or acid reducers. But here's something you might not expect: sleep and nutrition are more connected than people realize. For example, if you're low in magnesium, vitamin D, or potassium, you're not just at risk of muscle weakness, you're also more likely to experience insomnia, restless sleep, or early waking. That's why your evening snack can double as both a muscle recovery tool and a natural sleep aid. A half cup of cottage cheese with some chia seeds, a handful of walnuts, or even a small piece of dark chocolate, 70% or higher, with magnesium can do wonders for your body overnight. The takeaway here is simple: don't guess when it comes to nutrition. Talk to your doctor. Ask for blood work. Know your levels. Because when you combine the right nutrients with smart bedtime eating and quality sleep, you give your body everything it needs to heal, grow, and stay strong. And that's what aging well is all about. Most people think muscle loss after 60 is inevitable. But the science says otherwise. In multiple studies, older adults who focused on nutrient-rich eating, especially in the evening, maintained more lean muscle mass, had better balance, fewer falls, and more energy, all without extreme workouts or restrictive diets. Just simple, intentional habits. In the next section, we'll explore how gentle movement and strength-building exercises, even from the comfort of your chair, can take these benefits to the next level. You'll learn what to do, how often, and how just 10 minutes a day can create a noticeable change in how you feel when you wake up. By now, you've learned how one simple bedtime snack can help rebuild muscle while you sleep. But what if you could multiply the effect, using nothing more than your own body, your own home, and just a few minutes a day? The truth is, you don't need a gym membership or intense workout routines to stay strong after 60. In fact, studies have shown that light, consistent movement, when paired with proper nutrition, can produce results that rival those of younger people doing full exercise plans. That's because your muscles are more responsive to recovery, especially when they're fueled correctly. And when you move, even just a little, before or during the day, you send your body a powerful signal: stay strong. Stay active. Stay alive. But here's the key: you don't need to work out the way most people think. You don't need to sweat, strain, or push through pain. In fact, doing too much can actually backfire, causing injury or burnout. What you need is targeted movement, small, daily routines that improve circulation, activate muscles, and support balance. And the best time to do it? Either late afternoon, to prepare your body for better sleep, or early evening, to wind down with intention. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day can dramatically increase overnight muscle repair, because movement boosts blood flow, and blood flow carries nutrients where they need to go. Let's start with something simple: seated leg extensions. Sit in a sturdy chair, back straight, feet flat on the ground. Slowly extend one leg straight out in front of you, hold for a few seconds, then lower it back down. Repeat 10 to 12 times, then switch legs. This basic movement strengthens your quadriceps, the muscles at the front of your thighs, which are essential for walking, standing up, and maintaining balance. These are the muscles that often weaken first with age, leading to that wobbly feeling when you stand. But just a few extensions each day can keep them strong and responsive. Next, try standing heel raises, a great way to support your calves and improve circulation. Stand behind a chair or countertop, hold for support, and slowly lift your heels off the ground so you're standing on your toes. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower gently. Do this 10 to 15 times. This movement doesn't just help with leg strength, it improves ankle flexibility, which reduces the risk of falls. It also helps pump blood back toward your heart, supporting vascular health and reducing swelling in the lower legs, a common issue for older adults. Another excellent move is the wall push-up. Stand about arm's length from a wall, place your palms on the wall at shoulder height, and slowly lower your chest toward the wall, then push back. Do this 10 to 12 times. Unlike traditional push-ups, wall push-ups are easy on the wrists and shoulders, but still activate the chest, shoulders, and arms. These muscles are critical for things like lifting groceries, getting up from the floor, or even opening jars. And because you're using your body weight, you're also engaging your core, which supports posture and spinal health. Want to work your balance? Try the tandem stand. Place one foot directly in front of the other, like you're walking on a tightrope, and hold the position for 30 seconds. Switch feet and repeat. This small challenge activates the stabilizing muscles in your legs and core, and it trains your brain to stay alert and focused. According to the CDC, balance training reduces fall risk by over 30% in seniors, and it only takes a few minutes a day to make a difference. These tiny routines, done consistently, can transform your mobility in just weeks. Now, here's a routine you can do right before bed, to calm the nervous system, stretch your muscles, and boost recovery while you sleep. Start with deep breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Do this 5 to 10 times while seated or lying in bed. Then try a seated forward fold. Sit tall on your bed or a yoga mat, extend your legs, and gently fold forward, reaching toward your toes without forcing it. Feel the stretch in your back and hamstrings. Hold for 10 to 15 seconds, breathing deeply. This movement relieves tension, relaxes the spine, and helps signal your body that it's time to rest and repair. And remember, your movement doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be regular. Even if you skip a day or feel tired, a few simple motions, just 5 minutes, is better than none. Because the real power lies in momentum. Every stretch, every step, every breath sends your body a message: I'm still active. I'm still building. I'm still strong. And that mindset, combined with smart evening nutrition, is what gives you the edge. You're not just surviving your 60s, 70s, or beyond. You're thriving through them. Need more motivation? Here's a stat you won't hear often. In a 12-week study of adults over 65, those who combined light resistance training with proper protein intake gained over 2 pounds of lean muscle, reduced body fat, and reported higher energy levels and fewer joint aches, even without changing their overall diet or sleep schedule. That's the power of synergy. When you give your body the right building blocks, and gently tell it to use them through movement, it responds faster than you think. No pills, no pressure, no personal trainers, just small, daily actions that work with your biology, not against it. So whether you're starting from scratch or you're already active, the message is the same: you don't need to do more, you just need to do what matters most. Prioritize your strength. Fuel your recovery. And move your body in ways that feel good and sustainable. That's how you stay young at 60, or any age. In our next and final section, we'll bring it all together: your bedtime habits, your sleep, your movement, and your food, into one simple, powerful plan you can follow every night. And we'll answer a few common questions seniors ask about muscle, protein, and late-night eating, including one that surprises almost everyone. So far, we've explored everything you need to know about building muscle after 60, even while you sleep. We've talked about why your body loses muscle with age, how your sleep habits affect your strength, what to eat before bed to support overnight recovery, which nutrients are most important, and how just a few minutes of simple movement each day can make a massive difference. Now, let's bring it all together into one simple, easy-to-follow plan you can start using tonight. No guesswork, no complicated routines, and no unrealistic changes. Just the habits that work, backed by science and designed for real life. First, let's start with your evening nutrition. About 1 hour before bed, have a small, protein-rich snack, nothing too heavy, but enough to provide your body with fuel for the night. The best option is half a cup of cottage cheese, because it contains casein protein, which digests slowly over 6 to 8 hours. This allows your muscles to stay nourished while you sleep, rather than breaking down. If you don't like cottage cheese, you can try plain Greek yogurt, a boiled egg with a few almonds, or a small casein protein shake mixed with almond milk. Aim for about 15 to 20 grams of protein total. You can even sprinkle in some flax or chia seeds for fiber and healthy fats, which support hormone balance and stable blood sugar. Second, about 30 minutes before bed, create a wind-down routine. Dim the lights. Put away screens, especially your phone, computer, or TV, since the blue light from electronics can interfere with melatonin production and delay sleep. Instead, try reading, journaling, or simply sitting quietly with a warm drink. If you want a relaxing beverage, try chamomile tea or magnesium tea, which supports muscle relaxation and deeper sleep. Take 5 minutes to breathe deeply, stretch gently, or just sit still. This transition time helps your nervous system shift from alert mode into recovery mode, where the magic happens. Third, be intentional about your sleep environment. Keep your room cool, ideally between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, and as dark and quiet as possible. If noise is a problem, use a white noise machine or a fan. Block out light with blackout curtains or an eye mask. And make sure your bed is comfortable and supportive, especially your mattress and pillow. Many people don't realize their sleep quality is suffering simply because their bedding is too old. If you're waking up stiff, sore, or tired, this might be the first thing to improve. Fourth, add just 10 minutes of light movement daily, preferably in the late afternoon or early evening. This could be a walk around the block, gentle leg lifts while seated, or wall push-ups as discussed earlier. These movements don't have to be hard or long, the goal is to increase blood flow, activate muscles, and support balance. Doing this consistently helps your body respond better to protein and improves sleep quality. It also helps you maintain independence, flexibility, and energy over time. Remember, you don't have to do everything, just do something, every day. Now let's answer a few common questions, starting with one we hear all the time: is it bad to eat before bed? The answer: not if you eat the right things. Eating sugar or refined carbs before bed, like cookies, chips, or juice, is not ideal. But having a protein-rich, low-sugar snack before sleep is actually beneficial for seniors. It helps your body repair tissue, build muscle, stabilize blood sugar, and prevent morning fatigue. Another common question is, can I build muscle after 60 without exercise? The truth is, yes, to a degree. With proper nutrition, especially before bed, your body can preserve muscle and even gain some strength. But adding light resistance, walking, or simple stretches greatly accelerates those benefits. The combination is always more powerful than either one alone. Finally, here's something that surprises a lot of people: most seniors don't need to eat more, they just need to eat smarter. The timing of your meals, the quality of your protein, and the nutrients you include, especially at night, matter more than your total calories. In fact, over 70% of seniors don't get enough high-quality protein, and that's often what leads to muscle loss, not just aging. So rather than focusing on cutting things out, focus on adding in what your body truly needs, in small, intentional amounts. So here's your 1-minute nightly plan. 1. Have a small protein-based snack, ideally cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, with a few nuts or seeds. 2. Begin a quiet wind-down routine: dim the lights, relax your body, avoid screens. 3. Do a few light stretches or movements, just enough to get your blood flowing. 4. Sleep in a cool, dark room with minimal noise. And 5. Repeat this every night for the next 30 days. That's it. Simple, powerful, and proven to work. And if you're thinking, is it too late for me? The answer is no. You can rebuild strength at any age. In fact, one study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults in their 70s and even 80s gained more muscle in 12 weeks of proper protein timing than many younger adults who didn't focus on nutrition at all. The body doesn't stop responding, we just have to start giving it the right signals again. You're not broken. You're just underfueled, underrested, and maybe a little underconfident. But all of that can change, starting tonight. So as you prepare for bed, remember this: your body is not done yet. Every night is a new chance to heal, grow, and protect your strength. You don't need to wait for perfect health, more time, or more energy. You just need one habit, one night at a time. Fuel your muscles. Honor your sleep. And treat every evening as an opportunity, not a countdown. Your strongest days don't have to be behind you. With the right habits, your best years can still be ahead. Sleep well, eat smart, and stay strong, because you're still growing, even when the lights are off.